Entering the arena, Leonardo Baez.
El Cachanilla, Leo Baez coming through. Now this is going to be a good one. Leo Baez, he's been around. He's a tough one.
Definitely, he's been in with former world champions, world-class guys. And actually, in some ways, it's a step up for Chop Chop only because of the experience level and the pedigree of the people that Leonardo Baez has fought. And I expect him to be equal to the task.
He's coming into El Coyotes version. El Cuate, 30 years old.
His counterpart, Albert Gonzalez.
Yeah, it's getting loud in here.
And it's getting crowded here in this corral because there's a lot of Chop Chop folks right here with even closer than ringside seats.
Y arriba Moreno Valley, oiga. Yeah.
Beto, talking to you, this is the fight you really wanted to
Una
see.
persona muy directa y en cuestiones de trabajo siempre estoy listo para todo. A lo que venga yo le atoro, siempre bien firme y a mi modo. Cuando hay trabajo no me rajo, si hay descanso me destrampo. Y me encanta darme mis ratos para disfrutar lo que he ganado. Ya recorrí muchos lugares, disfruté de sus manjares, me encanta gozar la vida. Soy bueno en lo que desempeño, poco a poco y creciendo se puede ir para arriba. Y ahora me acuerdo de esos tiempos, cuando la pasaba de perro. Y me empino un vaso de whisky y me sale una sonrisita. Pero ya quedó muy claro, cuando agarran a mi hermano, todo se me fue para abajo. Amigos, yeah.
Leonardo Baez playing to Chop Chop's crowd.
Yeah, he is. All right, Lupe, make his place louder.
We continue inside of Thunder Studios. This is Night of Champions 5 being presented to you by the fastest rising promotion in the industry. DMG Boxing, along with Top Rank Incorporated, and being sponsored by Fightbook. If you'd like to be considered for the next DMG Boxing event, register at fightbook.com. Happy Jewelers. Happy looks good on you. Drive it. Casa Mexico Tequila. Auténtico Corajillo. Torque Law representing the people, and Adams Boxing, the official brand of boxing. This contest, set for 10 rounds or less in the featherweight division, our judges ringside. We have Fernando Villarreal, along with Sergio Caiz and Jack Reese. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing black with gold trim on the scale. He registered the official 126 3/4 pounds. In 27 bouts as a professional, he enters the ring with a record of 21 victories. Against 6 losses, 12 of those victories coming by way of KO. Puro Chicali, Baja California, Mexico. Leonardo Leon Baez. His counterpart in the red corner, wearing red with gold trim, he weighed in at 126 1/2 pounds tonight. One of the most highly touted talent on the sport. Puts it all on the line as he faces off against his toughest opposition to date and puts his undefeated record of 14-0 at stake. 7 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, Moreno Valley, California, Albert Chop Chop Gonzalez. Our referee, Thomas Taylor.
Okay, coaches, boxers, we're going to the middle. The letters here. Up is going to be good. right on top of the letters here is going to be up and good, all right? Gentlemen, you got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Third man in the ring, Thomas Taylor, Fernando Villarreal, Sergio Caiz, and Jack Reese will be judging this fight. Scheduled for 10 rounds. Leonardo Baez with Jaime Regueilo, Franco Cruz, and Ruben Dorazo in his corner. Chop Chop Gonzalez, Robert Garcia, Jorge Gonzalez, and Andres Garcia. This one's scheduled for 10 rounds. Chop Chop in red. His given name is Albert. Nobody calls him that. Started fighting with Robert Garcia's gym in Moreno Valley when he was an amateur. Been with him the entire time. And as Pita Garcia, Robert's son, was telling me, Chop Chop was always that kid who was talented, would come to the gym, but wasn't really training. They didn't want to call him a knucklehead, but he was a kid that needed the gym because Chop Chop's older brother was training with the Garcias. And then around the age of 17, 18, really started taking it serious. He said, this is it. This is my livelihood. I am all in. And now Chop Chop is on the brink of something big if he can get past Leonardo Baez. The Lion, El Leon Baez, is a tough out, and he knows that he is the underdog tonight. He's fought against former world champion Ray Vargas, went the distance with him. Battled Jason Maloney. He's lost him. Carlos Carvalho, undefeated, stopped him. His most recent fight against Luis Nunez went the distance. So Leo Baez is a huge step up and a test for Chop Chop tonight.
Absolutely, and you can see Chop Chop's in excellent shape. I had a chance to see him in camp when I went out to visit Virgil Ortiz. He was working really hard. I told him I was going to be the commentator for this fight. He was really excited for this fight. As you can see, he's bringing a big crowd, and he's looking to make a statement in front of the top-ranked brass.
From Mexicali in black, Leo's fought some Golden Boy shows, upsets a couple Argentinians that Joel Diaz had. And he's like, okay, open up some eyes, went across the pond, has been doing well. But this is all set up for Chop Chop Gonzalez. Passed this test and a lot of doors open up.
Yes, indeed. I like his tight guard. He's got very quick reflexes. I like how he feints. He feints Baez off the spot, as we like to say. And that'll set up bigger dividends later on.
23-year-old Chop Chop.
Good jab to the body.
And he turned pro in 2021.
You know the story you say about when he was a teenager and he's getting more focused. I'm training about 10 amateur fighters at the Freddie Roach Youth Boxing Academy, part of our Sheriff's Department Youth Athletic League, and I've just fallen in love with these kids. A lot of them probably with the same kind of backstory that Chop Chop has. And he's a great example of what you can do when you dedicate yourself and put yourself around the right people.
And the Garcias are great people to put yourself around.
Absolutely. When I was over there at the gym, there was about 25 pros working out when Virgil was and Chop Chop was, including a guy you know really well, Oscar Duarte.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a heck of a fight. You see these two look at each other, and that respect between them.
Yes, a lot of respect. And Leonardo Baez, he's been in these kind of fights before. He's not going to be intimidated by it. As you can see, Baez getting some instruction, getting his face greased up. It's a 10-round fight, Beto. These are pros. They're just getting warmed up. Neither fighter really opened up that round. There was a lot of posturing. Both of them getting warmed up, getting themselves into a lather.
23-year-old Chop Chop. I was talking with Pita yesterday, which is Robert's son. He does a great job with the amateur team that Robert has in finding fighters that they could sign to their management department. And we're saying that Chop Chop didn't have the amateur background because he wasn't really training for it. So they really didn't take him to the tournaments But once he turned pro, he was fighting on PBC shows because he was really good friends with the Figueroas, Brandon and Omar. And Brandon would tell PBC people, hey, I got this kid who I'm really good friends with. Give him a shot. They're like, okay, we have a prospect we're looking at. Put Chop Chop against him. Chop Chop would beat them. Another time, okay, Chop would beat him. So 3-4 of the first fights were on PBC shows because the Figueroa was looking after him. And then finally he came to Robert Garcia and said, I want to do this. I need the proper guidance. I need a manager. I need a real trainer. And then his career has flourished.
I mean, that is a great story about planning your work and then working your plan. And make no mistake about it, Robert Garcia is successful because he has a high pedigree. He comes from a fighting family. He spends so much time with all of his fighters. It doesn't matter if you're 1-0 or you're a interim world champion like a Virgil Ortiz or getting ready for a world title like Lindolfo Delgado. He spends equal time with all these guys, and you have to respect that because some trainers, when they get a little bit bigger in stature, they're kind of pawning guys off to other guys. Now, he has a great team, don't get me wrong, with Pita, with Felipe, with Chepe, on all those guys. But he spends quality time with his guys, and the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, Mikey Garcia, Robert's brother, former champion, had his own promotion company. They were doing small shows in San Bernardino, and one of the guys who was on it was Chop Chop because he was selling a bunch of tickets and knocking people out.
100%, and that's a great system because he can manage these guys, he can train these guys, he can promote these guys, and then you see them elevated that you hope that they get signed by a bigger promotion, a Top Rank, a Golden Boy, you know, a PBC or Matchroom.
Yeah, but you were saying, Mike, Robert doesn't suffer fools, so they had to have the conversation with Chop Chop and say, hey, if we're going to do this, you got to be locked in.
Yes.
And he's lived up to his side.
Well, you can just go to Robert's gym and you can see, you know, the 25-plus world champions that he's trained.
Yeah, and Big G in there.
Absolutely, and Chino Maidana, Mikey.
Good scrap back and forth. Chop Chop countering, good right hand from Gonzalez. Overhand right from Gonzalez. Baez wearing those shots. 10 seconds to go in round number 2. Action heating up on DMG Night of Champions 5 from Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California.
Some good body work there by Chop Chop. He's definitely dedicated that body. 4 body shots in a row as Baez covers and tries to wing that left hook. I like how Chop Chop is very economical and short with his shots. Baez has a little bit longer gait. He's less athletic with his feet. He wants to plant his feet, so it's good that Chop Chop stays offline and keeps everything short down the pipe. And Baez has shown his willingness to want to make this a fight. I think in his mind, he may think that he wants Chop Chop to know that he has stepped up in class tonight. And that's what's going to make for another great 8 rounds, pending a knockout. You know, Beto, I really like how Chop Chop works the feints. He feints him off the spot, and he uses that jab because his arms are not longer than Baez, but he's pushing him back because of those feints and his head movement. Good right hand. That was a good telling scoring blow.
Robert Garcia was very animated in the corner of Chop Chop Gonzalez. What did he tell you, Lindsay Payares?
Mostly good things. He said he likes how the fight's going so far. It's just this crowd, which you can see and you can hear. It's starting to get really loud here. He said it's getting Chop Chop a little excited. He wants him to work the body a little bit more.
Are we feeding off the crowd? Mike, do you ever have to do that? We tell fighters, hey, relax. Don't pay attention to this?
Yeah, I mean, this is an emotional thing that they're going through, and especially a kid with 14 fights that hasn't, you know, he hasn't really fought under the biggest of stages yet, but this is a big stage for him. Half these people in here, as you can hear him yell Chop Chop, you know, are here for him. So that's a human emotion, and sometimes you can, in any sport, you can try too hard.
And Leo Baez is a warrior. He's been in enemy territory before. He's usually the B-side guy. He's not intimidated by crowd noise, as you can see the way he's countering.
No. And his willingness may get him caught with a short shot because he's swinging and missing a little bit. And if Chop Chop stays composed like he's doing right there in the pocket, some good defensive work and countering work in the pocket, he's going to end up catching Baez really clean with a short shot.
Good uppercut by Chop Chop. Another good uppercut, followed by a right hand.
I mean, that's just the way you teach it when you're doing bag work, when you're doing pad work. Catch and shoot, catch and shoot.
Now Leo's covering it up. He got tagged by those uppercuts. Was keeping the guard close with a minute to go in round number 3.
Well, Chop Chop showed him a different layer. He hadn't really broken out that uppercut in the first 2.5 rounds, and he started doing it there, and you can see it changed Baez's defensive posture. And now what you're going to see is it's going to open up more to the hooks on the outside. Chop Chop's warmed up now. And if they're listening, I want to give a shout out to Virgil Ortiz, his dad, Virgil Ortiz Sr., Hector Beltran. I know they're...
You know he's watching.
I know they're watching.
Senior watches everything.
Yes, yes, good people. I'm so blessed to be working with them. I'm going to hope to get out there again next week.
Overhand right from Leon, partially blocked, goes to the body as Chop Chop against the ropes. Baez trying to close the round strong. Gonzalez counters, blood flying, sweat flying, crowd on their feet. Heck of a fight so far here at the Thunder Studios in Long Beach.
Wow. That was some excellent countering work by Chop Chop. The layperson may look that Baez was the aggressor. Chop Chop was catching those shots inside and out, and he was countering effectively. Very impressive.
And they're going to have to work on the nose of Leo Baez. It's starting to leak.
You know, those uppercuts will give you will really give you a bloody nose. Those nice short shots coming right at your nose, straight on. And here's some action. Baez going to the body, leaning his head over. Look at Chop, look at the defense on here. I don't like to make comparisons, but I've seen Floyd Mayweather do a bunch of drills just like that and teach other fighters how to do those drills. And I'm sure not just Floyd Mayweather, Robert Garcia has a lot to do with that. He was a world champion in his own right.
I've watched a couple of Chop fights. Mind you, it was against lesser competition. So what I liked about him was how he was aggressive, but I'm seeing more defense from him tonight.
Absolutely.
The elusiveness is different for him.
And it's subtle movements, Beto. It's nothing too drastic. It's him sticking to the fundamentals. It's what's been taught to him. And you know what? He's being really, really strong up the middle. His defense and his uppercuts up the middle and those feints are fantastic.
Which is what you're going to need against a guy like Leo Baez, and if he continues to climb the ladder in the pro sport.
Watch the head come in, all right? Watch the head. Go.
And Baez has been leading with his head for a little bit. He kind of, I'm not going to say he uses it as a weapon intentionally, but if it does make contact, he's not going to complain.
No, that's his style. That's what he always does. And once a fight, he gets warned. It's Chop Chop trying to land the uppercut.
And Chop Chop's looking really good on the inside. Man, it's really impressive for a fighter with 14 fights. The way he turns, the way he catches, the way he shoots. He's making Baez do a lot of swing and miss in there.
Is there any concern in the corner of Baez, Lindsay? And that's going to be ruled a knockdown. And we'll get to Lindsay as Baez is staggering. Baez, these are weak. It didn't look like a big shot, but it was ruled a knockdown. As Chop Chop with the first knockdown of the night here in the 4th round.
And I like the fact that he's staying very composed. He's still sticking with what's working. As Baez's nose starts to swell, a lot of blood coming out.
And Chop Chop jumping on it, pouncing. The activity from Chop Chop Gonzalez in the red has started to pick up as Baez's steam has slowed. Lindsay, is your concern of Baez?
I think they are still confident, but they definitely want to see more defense from Baez, better range, and most importantly, have him throw some more feints.
The feints, Mike, why?
Well, you know, usually if you can get a guy to bite on a feint, but the way Chop Chop subtly moves on the inside and he's catching that hook, it's going to be difficult. I'm not saying he's not going to land, but look at his Chop Chop's defense. And that's just from days and months and years of good work by his trainers.
and gets off the ropes. He was working on the ropes nicely. Gets back to the middle of the ring, working on the uppercuts is Gonzalez.
And
nice
Baez,
tight guard, Mike.
And Baez had not had any answer for those uppercuts. Now you can see him moving his hands in the middle of the face, but what does that do if you change your levels? Just like Chop Chop did, it opens up the hook. And he's really working that circle. He's putting on a clinic right now.
Baez has really slowed down. Breathing heavy, mouth open, nose leaking, and it's all Chop Chop Gonzalez through 4 rounds. He's in total control.
Very impressive. Really good work. That subtle defense in there, not getting hit with anything. His feet had just as much to do with that punch and landing it. Very impressed with his defense. His offense is A1 right now, but I'm very impressed with his ring generalship and his defense.
And like he was shot out of a cannon, Chop Chop.
I love a jab to the body. It's one of the most underused, effective punches. It really stops the guy in his track, and if he's exhaling right when you do that, you can really cause damage.
Baez went down in the 4th, not from a big shot, but he did go down, and here he comes out aggressive. This is not a smart move for him. I've seen him do this a couple of times, Mike, and that's usually a sign that he's run out of gas.
Well, yeah, because you have to see he's a fighter that's going to sell out, and it's like when he's going to do all that, and it's like running a wind sprint. What did Chop Chop do? He remained composed. He covered himself effectively, and then he starts to counter, and he just cannot miss with that right uppercut to the body and head. And those are just...
There's that right hand from Gonzalez, stunning Baez. He wore that shot, but now a body shot from Gonzalez. He's throwing everything at Leo Baez. The lion is being tamed.
And those are nice little shuttle shots underneath that are landing to the body, those right uppercuts. They don't look like they do a lot of damage, but they really do. And what it's forcing Baez to do is to fall over, and he's falling right into that uppercut that Chop Chop can block, and then he can rip up underneath. And he's moving his head, and it's just really nice to see.
Countering off the ropes nicely is Gonzalez.
Absolutely.
Setting him up, Mike.
And he's going to look to step over and turn him just like he did right there. I like it when they make me look good, Beto.
Nostradamus over here.
And he's not trying to load up. He's just being very accurate with those shots. A little old school shoulder bump, a la one of my former world champions, Julian J. Rock Williams.
Yeah. With
that Philly style. So J. Rock, if you're watching, hello, champ. Chop Chop is very comfortable in the pocket. But you know what? Beto, he gets world-class sparring several days a week. Now he's working the right side of that body with his right hand.
Uppercuts again, doubling up the uppercut with less than a minute to go, and round number 5 is Gonzalez. Baez is still game.
One of the most impressive things that Chop Chop's doing is he's using every punch in his arsenal.
Yeah.
He's not just relying on one shot.
That's a great point, because he's giving him different looks, different angles.
And it all started by him being on the outside and feinting a lot and using his jab effect. Another jab to the body that he just shot. There it is again. He's finding a home with that jab of the body, and it's setting up a lot of good things. He's just shooting it underneath.
Baez, more blood from his nose.
Stepping around. And basically what he's done, he's made Baez is now desperate. And I think a doctor or the ref's going to take a look at, they're going to take a look at him in between rounds, or at least I would. And I got a feeling the doctor, and just right on cue, Thomas Taylor has, just like I called it, called the ringside doctor to go take a look at him. And that's a great job by referee Thomas Taylor.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of shots. Baez can wear a shot.
Yeah,
and that's it. The corner has stopped it. We're done. The corner of Baez has stopped it.
And that's it.
The corner of Baez has said, we have seen enough. Mike, you were right on it, because you saw Baez was wearing a lot of punches, and Chop Chop looks fantastic tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can just kind of see when a guy's taking too many shots. Chop Chop did his job in an outstanding manner. And I know the crowd wants to see a few more rounds, but he did his job so effectively. He put on an absolute clinic tonight.
And look, Leo Baez is a tough dude. We've seen him, Mike.
Yes.
He doesn't stop. That's the corner protecting their fighter.
Well, he's a hardened, grizzled veteran. I don't like to overuse that term, but this was a step up for Chop Chop.
It was a step up. Mike.
He's a world-class fighter. He may be on the back nine of his career, but he's fought world champions and world title challengers.
The way that Baez was fighting the first 3 rounds, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be difficult. In that 4th round, Chop Chop just turned it on.
Well, that's the way he trained for the fight. That's what they anticipated. He's got a lot of tools in the toolbox. He really does.
Makes it now 15-0, 7, make that 8 KOs. And Lupe Contreras, when he's ready, can make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the DMG boxing ring, the blue corner informs referee Thomas Taylor their fighter has elected to retire, obligating him to stop this contest prior to the start of round number 6, declaring the winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, Albert Chop Chop Gonzalez.
So
Great job.
Just talk to Leo real quick as he was coming here. They're gonna take him to the doctor. I was like, well, he goes, man, he was hitting me to the body. He's like, I had a tough weight cut, but this kid is special.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you took the time. We took the time to say hi to him.
Yeah, because he had a longer talk with Robert in the corner. I was like, what did you tell Robert? He's like, that kid is special.
Chop Chop,
Right.
a knockout to pick up win number 15 in front of a packed house. How are you feeling right now?
Oh man, I feel great. I feel blessed. I want to thank every single person out here that came out tonight. Show love, man. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I promise that. I always think of everybody here when I'm training in camp, cutting weight when I want to quit and I want to stop. I think about everybody here that, wastes their time, spends money to come watch me fight, supports me, buys my shirts, buys my merchandise. I want to thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate it. None of your guys' time, money goes for granted. I work my butt off for you guys to give you guys the best of me every time.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Lenzy Payares with the interview with Chop Chop. You don't even need to follow because he said thank you to everybody. He took care of business as he's now 15-0 with 8 stoppages. Let's look at the replays for this fight. Mike Rodriguez,
Yes.
You see it?
There it is. That body work. It was, and just like Leo, just like he told you, that body work paid dividends. I know it's always overstated, but you see the great defense, catching that hook, shooting the uppercut, cutting off the ring, warding off those big shots, even gave a little wry smile. An accumulation of a lot of good punches that prompted world-class referee Thomas Taylor to bring the doctor in, but the corner had done the right thing already, even if the doctor wasn't coming in.
It was going to be a matter of time.
Yes, because Chop Chop Gonzalez did everything right tonight, and I got to think there's a lot of people, Beto, that are real happy about this.
I think the top-ranked people that were
And
there.
you can see in the background, look at Brad Goodman in the multicolored sweat jacket, very happy with a fighter they have under contract in the top-ranked stable that they see a lot of really big things for.